Good morning, good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm excited about this week. I'm actually excited about most weeks. To be honest, I'm always excited, really. But excited's a choice, isn't it? You know, and excited. I think it's a choice. I could choose to be miserable and pissed off, or I could choose to be excited. And I think just so much more better when you're excited. Like, I just try every day, it's part of my glad game, to kind of go, what's something I can muster some enthusiasm about, you know? And I look in my planner every Monday and go, righty-ho, what is happening and what is the most fun thing? What's something that's fun? You know, and then what's something that may not be fun, but how can I add fun to it? Or how can I kind of make it fun, right? So this week I'm running a masterclass on dealing with difficult people. I've got another masterclass on the fucking shitty energy of guilt. Guilt. What do you feel guilty about? What do you feel guilty about? How do we deal with guilt? Guilt's an interesting thing, isn't it? You know, we feel guilty for not answering the phone. We feel guilty about saying no. We feel guilty about doing what's best for you. One of my favourite quotes is, are you prepared to disappoint another in order to be true to yourself? And you go, fuck, I just had to let that person down because the only other option was to let me down. And if I have to let me down, it's an erosion, isn't it? An erosion of your relationship with yourself. That's a big topic. The erosion of your relationship with self. So how good's your relationship with yourself? You know? And I think guilt and difficult people, they all kind of fuck up the relationship with yourself, don't they? If you don't look out for yourself, no other bastard's going to. So that's your job. I've got some mentoring with some gorgeous people that I get to share a part of their life with. A few airport adventures, and I'm off to the beautiful Oamaru. Beautiful Oamaru. I love Oamaru. Second-hand shops, gorgeous buildings. Oh, I'm excited about that. So I'm very happy to announce that the 2025 planner is out, and I've created some new pages in next year's planner, and one of them is My Soul Loves. My Soul Loves. And this is a place for you to have a list for shit your soul loves. Like, what does your soul love? And the reason there's a list is because I think just knowing in our busy, hectic, crazy worlds, how do you remember what your soul loves? And it's like, so funny. My friend Jackie sent me a photo this week, and it was a photograph of the inside of her fridge, and her face moisturizer was in there. And she just sent me a photo and said, don't remember this. It's like, that's funny. And, you know, our worlds are just crazy, aren't they? They're busy, we're distracted, and you put shit in the fridge that doesn't belong in the fridge. Like, if you're putting shit in the fridge that doesn't belong there, how are you supposed to remember what your soul loves? And I think sometimes we get an automatic pilot. And My Soul Loves is a lovely exercise that I think originally came from Sonia Choquette, who's an incredible intuition teacher. And my friend Leslie Clue and I were talking about it, and Leslie does a My Soul Loves exercise with her clients. And I interviewed her recently on the Energy podcast for the Energy Club, and oh my God, it was a great podcast. If you're in the Energy Club and you haven't yet listened to Leslie and I riffing about soul energy and emotional energy, you should do that. It's fantastic. But I was thinking about what is my soul love, because I'm designing the planner, and I was thinking, what would I put on my list? You know, and my soul loves, do you know what my soul loves? My soul loves opening a new block of butter. Oh my God, I love that first opening. The first opening, you know, where you get to undo the paper. I do love butter paper. There's something about that. I think it comes from my childhood. I love like books, anything to do with books. I love even putting books away. I love buying books, reading books, organizing books. I fucking love books. I love fabric. I love wearing fabric, sewing fabric, thinking about fabric, buying fabric. Oh my God. I love interesting people. So in my planner next year, I will have a little list that says interesting people, and it will remind me to go and seek some interesting people out. Because if I don't have interesting conversations with interesting people, a little part of me starts to wilt. I start to wilt. And My Soul Loves is a list of things that speaks to your heart. Like, what are the things that just speak to your heart? Like I love quotes and poetry. I'm such a word slut. I love quotes and poetry, and I love animals, all of those things. So when you've got a little list, it's really easy for you to quickly flip open your planner and go, how can I do this? Because I talk a lot about pockets of perfect, and it's like, how can you just stuff some little bits of what your soul loves into every day? Because we cannot wait to be happy. Happiness is not something that I'll be happy when, I'll be happy if. It's like we have to stuff tiny little bits of happy everywhere. Fill up your life with happy. The other thing that's going to be in next year's planner is a list of your favourite meals. Because I reckon also, in the fuckery of meal planning and, oh my God, what's for dinner and bleh, I love having a list. I've always had a list of my favourite meals and of all my kids' favourite meals. And, if I was feeling particularly generous in one of them, I'd think, you know what, mate, I made you this because I know it's your favourite. Like I made you a fish pie. And they'd be like, oh my God. And I'd just make notes, and I'd quite often ask the kids, because it would change all the time, what their favourite meal was. Like I had one of my favourite meals last night, which is an Asian pork and bok choy dish. Oh my God, it makes me happy. One of my favourites. If you ever come to my house, you'll probably get served it. Everyone that visits gets it. Actually, if you want the recipe, you could email me. Email me and I'll send you my very famous and fucking divine pork and bok choy recipe. It's great. What are your favourite meals? What are the meals that you love? Most of mine are comfort food, if I'm honest. So I'll be planning out some of that, because I think having lists of things that make you happy is a really good thing to do. I reckon that is a really smart thing to do. So, difficult people today and guilt in the same day. Wow, what's that about? Anyway, then some travelling. I'm taking my friend to the airport. She's off on a bloody adventure. That's exciting. Isn't that lovely? Getting to take her friend on that first little leg of her adventure. I do love that. I love that. And then a weekend in Oamaru, titling around. That's going to be extraordinary. So there you go. I want you to have an amazing week. I want you to spend the next 2 minutes thinking about, what does your soul love? Pay attention to when you see something. Flowers, that's the other thing. Flowers make my soul very happy. Arranging flowers, looking at flowers, vessels for flowers. I collect vases. Just vessels. I just put a beautiful photo last night of some flowers that I have at my home at the moment. They're so beautiful on the Instagram, and flowers, they make me happy. There's beautiful flowers around at the moment in the winter, isn't there? So there you go. That's your job. That is your job. My Monday morning meeting is all about what I love, and that's how we're going to surf through this last tricky bit of winter. If you're having a tricky time, I want your prescription is to do twice as much of what you love. Just bombard yourself with shit that makes you happy, because you have the power to give yourself things that make you happy, and you don't. And especially when things get hard, you don't. So when things get hard for me, I go soft. I go soft, soft, soft. I eat soft food, I wear soft clothes, and I'm very soft on myself. So if you're having a hard week, I want you to be soft on yourself. That's Monday. Go and be full of love. Notice what speaks to your heart. I'm going to wear all my favourite clothes this week. I'm excited because, I've got all these favourite clothes, and it's nearly the end of winter, and I'll be like, shit, soon I'll be too hot to wear them. So look out. Might be taking my Cookie Monster coat to Oamaru. It's already been to Queenstown. I think that my soul loves that coat. There you go. Stay tuned if you're on the Instagram. I will be dressed looking a little bit like Cookie Monster, floating around Oamaru later in the week.